A home opener, season opener for the CMU men's team. The Running Eagles under Jeff Sherman, 38th season at the helm here at Central Methodist. And they're playing Avila University today in the home opener, the season opener for the Eagles. Avila's already played a ball game, got a win under their belt. So it will be the 1-0 Avila team against the Avila Eagles, as I look down, against the 0-0 first game Central Methodist College Eagles. I'm looking to see if that's right. Avila. I can look at their sheet and tell you. I've got it sitting in front of me. Yep, they're the Eagles as well, so I can't say Eagles all day long because that's both of them. Central with a little shorthanded today as they've got a couple of players hurt. They've got one that's waiting to be cleared to play and one that's stuck in South Africa and can't get back because of airline restrictions. So they're a little on the shorthanded side today, but excited to get started with a new cast. 4 returning players, whole bunch of new people involved in this, and they're excited. Coach Sherman looks forward to a big year, as last year was a struggle at times as he had some suspensions, he had some injuries, he had some issues with injury as well as everything else, and was shorthanded a lot of the second half of the season during conference play. But hopefully he gets that all straightened out this year, and he's got more bodies. He's got 9 or 10 healthy bodies for this game today, and we'll see how they do, as we'll have the starting lineups and everything for you in just a few minutes as we wait for this to get started. Avila defeated, let me see if I can find, of course I can't find it when I'm looking for it, but I know that they beat Bible Baptist College 92-76 earlier. So all 5 of their starters averaged and got into double figures in that ball game. Again, they've played 1, Central's played 0, so it'll be a little bit of a feeling out process. And not only do they have some injured players, but they were shut down for about 2 weeks with some COVID issues, so they have not had a ton of practice thus far. But they've had some, and they want to get out and play. They're tired. Players are tired of playing in practice against each other, and they want to see somebody else instead. So that's where we're going to be. We're going to step away for about 4 minutes or so and give our advertisers a chance to be seen. So when we come back, we'll have more information, maybe some starting lineups. The Eagles starters are up on the board. We can give those for you. Avila will be up in a few minutes as well. So we're going to go ahead and take a break.
At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more. At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
How do you make traditional education more effective for today's job market? You transform it. Now the only limit to your education is your imagination. The new Digital U at Central Methodist University. Be more. How do you make traditional education more effective for today's job market? You transform it at Central Methodist University. Now the only limit to your education is your imagination. The new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
Welcome back to Puckett Fieldhouse. Opening game, Halloween coming, and off to our left coming in on the side is a dinosaur and a unicorn, I guess, coming through in full costume. This is Charlie Brown. Glad to have you with us today as we get ready for Avila versus Central Methodist basketball, the season opener for the CMU Eagles. Coach Sherman in his 38th year at the helm. We'll give you the probable starting lineups. We can give you the Central starting lineups. They're on the board. I can tell you who those are. Starting at a guard, a 6'3 senior from Frankfort, Illinois, number 1, Kyle McDermott. At a guard, a redshirt junior, 5'11 from Clarksville, Tennessee, Austin Fisher. They're all guards. Oh, there's not. There's 3 guards. Third guard is a 6'3 junior from Newark, New Jersey, Amir Pettiford. At a forward, a redshirt senior at 6'6 from Queens, New York, Fodi Kamara. And a 6'7 junior from Cahokia, Missouri, Chandler Bevins, number 24. Those are the starters. McDonald, McDermott, Fisher, Pettiford, Kamara, and Bevins. For Avila, we believe their starters will be number 1, Troy Heinrich, a 6'1 junior guard from Spring Hill, Kansas. Number 2, Brandon Phillips, a 6'3 senior guard from Carrollton, Texas. Number 11, Dante Simpson, a 6 foot junior guard from Union City, Tennessee. Number 12, Jalen Dinkins, a 6'1 junior from Blue Springs. And number 23, Tyree King, a 6 foot junior. So they go pretty small, 6'3 being their biggest player on the floor, if that is indeed who they start. 1, 2, 11, 12, and 23. Those are the starters, as they're just posted on the board here at Central Methodist. Both sides are off the floor right now. Pre-game, getting rid of warm-ups and getting ready to go. We anxiously await the start of this. We've got more action for you. Next home game for Central Methodist in any way, shape, or form will be November the 11th. The women will open up against Kansas Christian. That is November the 11th at 7 o'clock at night. So that's the next ball game, and we'll get to see the women as they have reloaded off of last year's highly successful season, where they finished in the top 8, and I think they ended up 6th in what ended up being the final poll as they were getting ready to head out to Montana for the national tournament when the COVID pandemic exploded on the scene. They had won the conference in the regular season. They won the conference tournament and were on their way to the national tournament when they were stopped by the pandemic. So we're waiting to see what Coach Davis has reloaded with, because I think he only has 1 player back from last year's team. The men have 4 back from last year's team. So Coach Davis is going to have to reload pretty quickly and get right back after it again. Tell you about a little bit about Avila, what they did in their first ball game. As I look, Jalen Dinkins was their leading. No, I take that back. He was not their leading scorer. Brandon Phillips was their leading scorer with 19. Dante Simpson had 17. 17. Heinrich had 18. And then 13 apiece for Dinkins and for King. So pretty balanced scoring, but again, all 5 of what we think are their starters scored in double figures in that ball game against Bible Baptist. This is a different time, different place, different team that they're playing today. The Eagles are out on the floor. We got a little over 3 minutes to go, and Avila comes out of their locker room. Speaking briefly with Coach Sherman before the game, he's optimistic but a little worried that he doesn't have enough bodies that are healthy to get this going tonight. But he says he'll amend his rotation and do what he needs to do, and they'll do the best they can to get out there and get their feet wet on the start of the season and get off to a good start if possible. We thank everybody for tuning in to the ball game today. I hope you will enjoy it as the both sets of Eagles, Avila and Central Methodist, will be working out kinks and bugs. So will I. It's my first basketball broadcast of the year. I've been involved in a lot of high school sports activities. For instance, this week, Tuesday was volleyball. Wednesday was softball. Yesterday was soccer. And mix in a swimming event every once in a while, and did a bunch of softball games. Did a state softball game up at Salisbury on Wednesday. State semifinal game. The winner went on to the state tournament, which we'll play tomorrow. So getting to do a lot of different things. We have done a bunch of ball games. I broadcast for Prepcast out of the St. Louis, Central Missouri, western side of the state stuff. And my master schedule for the fall had a little over right at 100 activities that we were covering, and we've got about 75 right now, and I've got a school that we haven't plugged in yet. So we're going to get over 100 for that as well. We continue to approach. We're a minute and a half away. The butterflies are churning on the left side of the court as you look at it. That's the Central Methodist side, and they want to get started. They want the 1 minute to get off the board. They want to get through the anthem. They want to get through the introductions, and they want to start playing basketball. It's a long time for them. They've started doing conditioning and stuff shortly after coming into school, and they want to beat on somebody else other than their teammates in practice. So this will be interesting. Coach Sherman on the sideline, assisted by .36th season for Coach Sherman. Matt Sherman is the assistant head coach, and Brent Shuck is the graduate assistant. For Avila, their head coach is Bill Sloan. Assistant coaches is Prentice Potts, Taj Downs, Miles Moses, graduate assistant Darian Miner. So the officials are at the sideline. We will get the starting lineups and read those names to you as they come out, as I will listen to make sure I try and get Trey Heinrich's name, whether it's Heinrich or Heinrich. But I think we're going to have the national anthem first, and a prayer and the anthem. If we do, I'll put my headset down and we'll try and pick up the audio of what's going on. Clock's reset to 20 and we're just waiting.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Puckett Fieldhouse for today's men's basketball matchup between the Avila University Eagles and your Central Methodist Eagles. We ask that all players, coaches, and spectators.
They're doing a sportsmanship read. As you would expect, a fairly sparse crowd. I know you had to have tickets to get in, so each player's family got a couple of tickets, and they were allowed to get into this. And I know that when we get to Hart play, conference play, that no visiting fans are allowed at a ball game, so it's only the hometown fans, so it'll even be a bigger obstacle on the road. We're going to have the prayer and national anthem. We'll turn it over to the PA system, and that's for that.
We would like to thank our program partners for their continued support of CMU Athletics, MFA Oil, the Ron Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, Airlink.
All right, the national anthem is over, and we're ready for the introduction of the starting lineups.
First for the visiting team on the scoreboard, Avila University. A 6'1" guard, number 1,
Trey Heinrich, 6'1" guard out of Spring Hill, Kansas. Brandon Phillips, a 6'3" senior guard out of Carrollton, Texas. Dante Simpson, a 6-foot senior.
A 6'1" guard, number 12, Jalen Dinkins.
Jalen Dinkins, a 6'1" guard out of Blue Springs. Tyree King, a 6-foot junior. So they're starting basically 5 guards at 6'3" at the biggest. For your Eagles.
It's time to introduce tonight's starters for your Central Methodist University Eagles. A 6'3" guard out of Frankfort, Illinois, number 1, Kyle McDermott.
Number 1, Kyle McDermott, 6'3" senior guard, Frankfort, Illinois. A 5'10" junior guard out of Clarksville, Tennessee, Austin Fisher.
A 6'3" guard out of Newark, New Jersey, number 15, Amir Pettiford.
A 6'3" junior guard out of Newark, New Jersey, Amir Pettiford.
Queens, New York, number 23, Fody Kamara.
Fody Kamara, a 6'6" senior out of Queens. And number 24, Chandler Bevins, a 6'7" junior out of Cahokia, Missouri. So Eagles with a height advantage, but I'm sure that Baptist Bible had a height advantage as well. And Avila out-rebounded them in the ball game. Avila's out on the court, and they're playing a defensive tip situation because their 6'3" is going to jump against a 6'6" or a 6'7". So they're playing to not get a fast break off of the opening tip. So we're going to get ready to go on the inaugural season, the inaugural game of the 2020-2021 basketball season on the campus of Central Methodist University. It's Bevins. Tip straight back to Fisher. First possession of the year. McDermott, top of the key. Pettiford, Bevins. Fisher, crossover. McDermott, back to Fisher. Underneath it goes, and it's stolen away by Trey Heinrich. He's going to take it right down the lane, lay it up, can't get it to go. McDermott rips away the rebound and comes down the floor. He handles the ball very well. Fisher knocks it down. Gets it to Pettiford. Tipped, and it'll go out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Eagles. .30-second clock is not operating yet, so the 30-second clock has not begun to work yet. They've got it down to 22, and now it does work. It'll be Central basketball underneath their own basket, looking for their first points of the year. Kyle McDermott to bring it in. 3 on the way, and good by Pettiford. Pettiford with the first basket of the season, a 3. Gets the Eagles off to a 3-0 lead. Trying to get the ball inside, tipped away. Fisher outruns to the hoop, lays it up, gets it to go. Austin Fisher, and a quick timeout called by Avila, as we'll keep it here. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. So off to a 5-0 lead. Coach Sloan over on the Avila side takes a quick timeout, calm his players down. He is at a height disadvantage, and he knows it. His starters are 6'1", 6'3", 6 foot, 6'1", and 6 foot. Central starters are 6'3", 5'10", 6'3", 6'7", 6'6". And we're going to get a quick substitute coming into the ball game. As Clarence Johnson, the 4th. 5'10" sophomore. Yep. They say play on. He can come in at the next dead ball. And there's a foul out away from the ball as Fody Kamara gets a little too aggressive trying to keep the ball out of players' hands. And now Johnson will check into the ball game. Checking out, Dante Simpson. In it comes. This is Phillips over to Heinrich underneath. That's Heinrich again, top of the key. Eagle bench applauding the defensive effort so far. That's Johnson who had it. This is Dinkins. Back to Johnson. He's going to take it down a lane. Puts up a runner. Can't go. McDermott with his second rebound, and he's going to run out of there on the break. Underneath it goes, and a foul will be called. As to the hoop goes Kamara, and he'll go to the free throw line. Looks like the foul goes on Jalen Dinkins. So Kamara, redshirt senior out of Queens, New York, and Pikeville College. First free throw good. 6-0 in favor of the Eagles. Coach Sherman got to be happy with the way it started. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way, but he likes so far. They've only got 5 on the scoreboard, so I guess the first 3 was only a 2. Or they haven't put any of the points up yet. No, it's 7. They just don't have them up yet. So stoppage in play for some reason, and we're back to it. Heinrich brings the ball up for Avila. Dinkins. 3 in the air, a long one on the way, no good. Tipped around, saved. Nice play by Johnson. Avila will reset. This is Johnson. King's got a top of the key with McDermott on him. Tries to find a way down the lane. Step back jumper won't go. Kamara with the rebound. Comes across. McDermott with it. He wants to drive to the hoop. Pettiford looks inside. Resets. 20 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. And here comes Fisher to run the offense. Bevins. McDermott. Pulls up for a 3, comes up short, tipped around, and it'll be over the back. Pettiford will be called with a foul. Kamara, and that's his second foul. So quickly into the game comes Trey Meany. As Kamara picks up 2 quick fouls in the first 2.5 minutes of this half. 7-0 Eagles. Heinrich. Left wing, top of the key. Down the lane, jump stop, around, puts it up, can't get it to go, tipped around and ends up on the floor, and Johnson ends up with it. 3 on the way, and that one is good by Tyree King. McDermott, Meany, Pettiford wants to go baseline, turns back to the baseline. Hits the rim with it as he tried to pass it out to McDermott, top of the key. It stays underneath, and it goes off of an Avila player, so it will stay with Central, and they've reset the shot clock, and it's back to 18 now as they inadvertently did that. McDermott to bring it in. Lots of traffic inside. Pettiford has it outside. To the hoop. Kicks it to the corner. 3 in the air. Won't go. And there's a foul underneath as Bevins was underneath and being held. His right arm was being held as he tried to go, or left arm being held as he tried to go up and get the ball. And that foul's on Dinkins, and that's his second personal foul as he's asking, what did I do wrong? And the official is saying you grabbed him by the arm and held on. Dante Simpson back into the game, and Dinkins will go out. McDermott underneath his own basket, 7-3 in favor of Central. Can't say the Eagles. Comes into Bevins with a big height advantage. He turns back in, puts it up and in. Chandler Bevins with his first Eagle points of the season. 9-3 with 3.5 gone here in the first half. King cuts. Gets the ball back. Got Meany on him. Tries to go around, and a foul will be called on the way there. Foul goes on McDermott. Third personal foul against the Eagles. Johnson gets it in. Fall back jumper, up and in, halfway down, and comes back out. McDermott with his third defensive rebound. Pettiford. Bevins Turns and finds his way to the hoop. Can't get it to go, and he's going to be fouled on the way in, and he'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
Foul on Avila's number 1, Trey Heinrich. His first.
Foul goes on Heinrich, his first personal foul.
Eagles, Chandler Bevins.
Bevins at the line. First free throw is good, 10-3, his third point of the ball game. Try and get you familiar from Cahokia. Makes them both, 11-3. Here comes Heinrich up the floor with the basketball. Johnson, back to Heinrich. Tries to get a pick from Phillips. Pass to Phillips is too far in front of him. Goes out of bounds. Turnover to the running Eagles. Fisher brings it up. Cross half court, met by Johnson. McDermott, back to Fisher. He's going to go around the baseline, gets it to Bevins, low, pulls up, gets a shot off. Going to be fouled as defender got a handful of arm. Clarence Johnson, his first foul. Team foul number 4 against Avila, and Bevins back to the free throw line. Just made a pair there. 3 for 3. 12-3 running Eagles. Bevins with 5. Make it 6. Heinrich up the court. Pettiford waits for him. Simpson with it. Meany on him. He wants everybody to get out of the way. He wants to take it down the lane. Heinrich thinks about a 3. Doesn't take it. King, who does have a 3. There's a 3 on the air. It's going to come off the back of the rim, no good, but tipped around and back out to Phillips, who missed the shot. Johnson around and to the hoop. 13-5. We played almost 5 minutes of game time. Meany. Pettiford. Inside it goes to Bevins. He's got a height advantage, and his shot is rejected over the fence at the end. They bring in a second basketball.
Entering the contest for the Eagles, number 32, Chris Orozco.
Chris Orozco checks in, 6'6" junior from Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale Community College, his route to get here. Pettiford going to get a pick, goes around it, tries to get to the hoop, and he will be called for a, oh, there's going to be a foul call. It was either going to be that or a travel.
Foul on Brandon Phillips.
Brandon Phillips, his first personal foul. Team foul number 5. It's underneath the basket. Running Eagles basketball. In it comes. Orozco. McDermott thought about a 3. Bumps. Goes to the hoop. He's left-handed. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. And a blocking foul going to be called, and it may be on Phillips. And if it is, that's his second personal foul.
Avila foul, Brandon Phillips. The foul is his second, team 6.
So Kyle McDermott will go to the free throw line and shoot a pair. And the running Eagles of Central Methodist will be in the bonus the rest of this half at 14:40 to go. Makes the first one. Avila get ready to check a player in.
Checking in for Avila, number 25, Dylan DeShazer.
Dylan DeShazer checks in, a 6'3" sophomore from Lewisburg, Kansas. Second free throw also good. Stretches it out to a 10-point advantage for Central. It's Heinrich, Phillips, Johnson, Simpson, and King on the floor right now for Avila. That's Johnson. Got a Roscoe on him who cuts him off. Pulls up for a 3 on the way. Won't go. Inside. Rebound by DeShazer, who's just into the game. He's fouled. And he will go to the free throw line. Foul is on Fisher, his first foul. Team foul number 4 for Central. First free throw is good by DeShazer. Played a little over 10.5 minutes in Avila's only game and scored 5 points. He's got his first point here. He's got 2. Avila with some full court pressure. Bad pass. DeShazer picks it off. 2-on-3. 3-pointer from the same spot that was just made a little while ago, but a rebound pulled down by Simpson. They're undersized, but they go to the hoops pretty well. Going around is Heinrich and scoring as he had Orozco on him in a mismatch, but that's what you get with 5 guards. Somebody's got it. Somebody big on the floor has got to guard somebody small. Pettiford. McDermott spins. Can't get it to go, and it goes out of bounds, and it will be off of Central. Be Avila basketball. Hunter Hoggett checks into the ball game. 6'5" freshman from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. So Avila's getting bigger. Orozco checks out. Jacob Moore, 6'5" senior from Odessa, Missouri High School, checks in. And now they do it correctly, as Moore, I guess, didn't make it all the way to the scorer's table like he needed to. McDermott, Fisher, Meany, Pettiford, and Moore on the floor for Central. This is Johnson. As they've switched off now, Heinrich's got Pettiford on him. Then he switched to Moore. King backs out. 6 on the shot clock. DeShazer. And bailed out with a foul with 1 second left on the shot clock.
Eagle foul, number 15, Amir Pettiford. His first.
Amir Pettiford, his first foul, team foul number 5 against Central. DeShazer. Trying to dribble down the lane is Hoggett. Doesn't get anywhere. Heinrich backs it out. Double team on him. King looks for a 3, pulls up, lets her fly and hits it. Second 3 of the ball game for him. He's got 6. The 10-point lead is down to 3. It was 15-5 not long ago. It's 15-12 now. Eagles got Central, got off to a big start. Moore. Down on the ground is Marcus Anthony. And a foul called on Trey Meany as Clarence Johnson IV was headed to the hoop. Marcus Anthony on the floor. He is a 6'2" freshman from Jeff City out of Elias High School. I saw him play several times last year. He's a very smooth basketball player. First free throw good. McDermott checks back in. Fisher checks out. I think that means that Anthony will be running the offense when the Eagles get the ball right now. And here comes more pressure. Small and quick. Anthony spins away from it and loses the ball out of bounds. Second turnover for the young man since coming into the ball game. Lost his footing on the other end. Try to go behind his back with a double team coming at him, and it goes out of bounds, and Avila's got a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. King, another 3 thought about. Anthony shuts that down, going to back out. Comes a screen, goes around it. Moore out on the play and tipped around and ends up back in the hands of Johnson, and Avila has a lead at 16-15 as they are on an 11-0 run right now against the Eagles. Pettiford had the first basket of the ball game at 3, has not scored since then. McDermott is going to get a pick from Moore. Pettiford with a fake, takes it down the lane, lays it up too hard. There's Moore underneath to clean it up and put it back in and give Central the lead back. Heinrich on the fly, comes down the court. Kicks it to the corner. 3 from there on the way. Going to come up short. Anthony with the basketball on the rebound. Needs to take care of it. This game's a little faster than a high school game, and he's got to get used to that. McDermott, top of the key. Meany on the outside. Back to McDermott, top of the key. Looks at a three, decides to go down the lane. Anthony in the corner. 13 on the shot clock. Pettiford looking for a way to get down the lane. Tries to, loses the handle on it. Up ahead it comes. Put up and in by Hoggett. 18-17 in favor of Avila's. We're almost halfway through this, and a timeout will be called by Coach Sherman on a 13-2 run for Avila. We'll talk to you about future games coming up on the Eagle Sports Network that we will be doing. Again, on November the 11th, and just under 2 weeks from now, the women will open up their home schedule against Kansas Christian. That's a 7 o'clock game that night. And then on the 13th of November, the men will be back here against Bacone University. And that is a 7 o'clock start. We'd like to thank our corporate sponsors for their continued support of CMU Athletics: MFA Oil, the Braun House, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, AirLink, Drury Hotels, and Missouri Pacific Lumber. Thank you for all your support and helping to make these broadcasts possible here on the Eagle Sports Network. Been an unusual year, to say the least. I see Central Methodist legend Bill Hagedorn sitting down underneath. Played on a couple of conference championship teams here, and so did, and his brother came to school here as well, Dennis. Dennis is a businessman in the Sedalia area, so glad to see them. And you see that at a lot of Central's ball games. You see a lot of former players come back because Coach he's in his 36th year. He's been through a lot of players, and they are extremely loyal to him. They come back for golf tournaments or anything whenever he has some sort of a get-together. They show up. Fisher back in the ball game. McDermott on the wing, wants to go baseline underneath. Steps on the line, and another turnover. That's turnover number 6 against Central so far. This is Simpson. Hoggett down the lane, drops it underneath, and put up and in by DeShazer. DeShazer's got 4 in the ball game, and it is a 3-point advantage. Eagles doing a lot of dribbling, trying to get down the lane and can't, even though they have a size advantage. Inside it goes Bevan. He's had some success getting the ball underneath, kicks it back out, into the corner it goes. Meany with a 3 on the way, can't get it to go. DeShazer with a rebound. Ahead to Simpson. Down the lane, kicks it to the corner. 3 on the way, won't go. Bevins with a rebound. Hoggett missed the 3. Fisher spins to the hoop, puts it up out of control, and we'll see what we have called, whether it's a block or whether it's a charge. Outside official. A blocking foul. Dante Simpson, his first foul, and to the free throw line will go Austin Fisher. Came to Central by way of Volunteer State Community College in Tennessee. First free throw is good. 20-18. Exactly 10 minutes to go, so we've reached the halfway point of this first half of play. Second free throw also good. 4 points in the ball game for Fisher. Simpson brings it up in Heinrich's absence. Hoggett runs away. King runs to the corner. Hoggett gets it on the right side. Tries to find a way to the hoop. Gets there. Misses the shot, but cleaned up underneath by DeShazer. DeShazer's done a nice job coming off the bench. He's got 6 points in the ball game. Back to a 3-point advantage. McDermott back to Fisher. Wants to go Bevins, but he can't. Meany, Pettiford. McDermott, ball fake to the hoop. Scoop underneath, can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, hangs on, can't get it. Saved underneath by Bevins. Underneath and laid it up and in. Left-handed is McDermott, and he went underneath the basket and put it up left-handed and gets a point. Down the lane, King takes a hop, skip, and a jump and picks up a foul, and I think that's on McDermott, and if that is the case, that will be his second personal foul, and it is.
Foul number 1, Kyle McDermott, his second, team 7.
And we've got another break in the play. We'll have a free throw when we come back. 9 minutes to go. We'll tell you a little bit more about our corporate people involved. AirLink Rural Broadband is your local wireless and fiber internet provider. Family owned and operated with coverage options in Sheridan, Howard, Saline, and surrounding counties. Interested in wireless or fiber service? Visit us at airlink123.com for information on all your internet needs. We appreciate that. Community Auto Sales and Service is a one-stop shop for all your automotive needs, from brakes and tires and oil changes to front-end alignments, engine repair, batteries, and state inspections. They have everything and can do anything to keep you on the road safely. Proud supporter of Eagle Athletics. So those are some of our sponsors that we appreciate that help us get this on. Looking at the numbers early on, the shooting is pretty much even, 38.1% field goal shooting to 38.46, so all that's the same. 3 shots from three-point. Avila's taken 9 and made 2. Central's taken 4 and made 1. Both teams shooting 100% from the free throw line, and probably will jinx Tyree King since I said that. 6 turnovers to 2. That's part of it. King's first free throw rims around no good. As I said, both sides were perfect before that. 22-21 Avila with the lead. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Second one is good. Back into the ball game is Camara. So it's McDermott. Long three going to come up short. Also into the ball game. And a three-pointer put up by King. That's his third three-pointer of the ball game. He's got 10 altogether now. We were checking number 12 into the lineup for Central. That is Jeff Salmon from Hermitage, Missouri. Bevins a long way from the basket. Corner it goes. Salmons with a jumper, won't go. Hits the top of the backboard, goes out of play. Eagles in a little bit of a drought. They were up 15-5. They've been outscored 21-6 since then. DeShazer, top of the key. King, another three on the way, and that one rims out no good. And Bevins with a rebound, gives it to Fisher. Going to push it. Into the corner it goes. Pettiford. Bevins against a much smaller man, takes it to the hoop, lays it up and in. That's where the Eagles of Central Methodist have an advantage. Bevins inside. He's got 8 in the ball game. Heinrich drops it off. All the way back out. Hoggett kicks it, dribbles it, picks it back up. King from the same spot, going to take it to the hoop, gets his shot blocked, goes off the backboard, hits the bottom, hits the end line, and is out of play. And Avila doesn't have a number 42, so we don't know who that is. As they're looking in the scorebook, I'm going to look at the roster that I pulled off and see if they have a 42. They do not have a 42. So if he's in the book under some other name, then that's going to be a problem. That will be a technical foul with free throws shot. If they wrote his number in the book, they're going to walk over and talk to Coach Sloan from Avila about the situation. And he's looking at his assistant coaches like, why didn't somebody check the book? Because it is going to be a technical foul for being in the game and a wrong number, or not being in the book.
Shooting foul, number 3, Austin Fisher.
So Austin Fisher will go to the line with a chance to cut into this 3-point Avila lead. And we'll see if we can figure out at some point who 42 is. He makes the one free throw, so we're on the other end with the ball out of bounds to Avila after the block shot hit the in line. We'll see if the PA announcer gets figured out who 42 is. Heinrich thinks about a three from the top of the key, doesn't take it. King, left side where he's made 3 from. 4 on the shot clock. King with another long 3, can't get it to go. Camara with the rebound, needs to give it up. Into the corner it goes, top of the key. Fisher with a 3 on the way and good. Austin Fisher. 8 in the game, and Central has the lead back at 27-26. On the floor, Heinrich, Simpson, King, DeShazer, and Hoggett. This is King. Inside it goes. We'll figure out in just a second. Jump hook won't go. Camara with a rebound again, brings it down, gives it up. So that's Simpson. And we're trying to figure out if he's on these. He is. Nope, that's not Simpson. 42. We'll figure it out. Bevins underneath it goes. Camara turns, can't get it. Salmon straight away with a 3, can't get it to go. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Central basketball. As Pettiford went after it, along with an Avila player, was knocked out.
For the Eagles, number 0.
Anthony back in.
Anthony.
And even the statistician doesn't know who 42 is because not listed on the floor. Pettiford looks for a lane down. Jump step, but he takes a step in the bit in between. Tried a jump step and then a hop and got called for a travel. 6:08 to go here in the opening half. Central with a 1-point lead. This is Simpson. Heinrich with a long 3. Won't go, but a long rebound to Hoggett. Underneath the Heinrich, he beats and takes it to the hoop, lays it up and in. He's got 4 in the game. Camara back to Fisher. Fisher all by himself. Pettiford. Underneath, Bevins gets stripped. It's on the floor. We have a foul called, and that's going to go on Dante Simpson. Second personal foul. And to the free throw line will go Fodi Camara.
Number 23, Fodi Camara.
Camara at the line. He's got 2 points in the ball game. He's got a 1-on-1 opportunity with 5:34 to go. First one is short. And down with the rebound is Simpson. Heinrich with it. Hurries it up the court. King with it. He's got Pettiford with him all over him. He's got 3 threes in the game, does King. On in the wing. Underneath. 42 backs his way in, whoever he is, and he's called for a travel as he bumped Bevins. Clarence Johnson, the 4th, checks back in. As we are at 5:10 to go here in the first half. Avila with a 1-point advantage. Fisher gets it across. Coming off a couple of picks. Camara, corner it goes. Anthony passes a 3 up. Camara looks at it. Fisher will take it and hit it. Austin Fisher with 11. And the Eagles are up. Central up by 2. I got to quit saying Eagles because they're both Eagles. Hoggett. Simpson. Around the pick. Back to Hoggett. Kicks it out. Johnson with a 3. Going to try and bank it, I think, and didn't get it to go. Tipped around. And saved by Camara to Anthony. Fisher in the corner. Pettiford underneath, kicks it back out. Kamara going to be called for a travel as he bumped and tried to pick it up and make a pass.
The contest for Avila. 23, Tyree King. 25, Dylan Shazer. Entering the contest for the Eagles, number 35, Jacob Moore.
Moore comes in. Kamara goes out. And now they're showing 42 is Simon. That's Dwight Simon, a 6'6 junior. He's out of the game now that I know who he is. Heinrich with it, top of the key. King thinks about a three, ball fake. Heinrich is going to take a three and hit it. Austin King. Trey King with the basket. He's got 7 in the ball game, and Avila back to a 1-point advantage. As we go back and forth. There's Anthony in the corner for a three. Can't get it to go. Hoggett with a rebound. Over to King. Going to take it to the hoop. Fouled there by Anthony. Prevents the layup. It'll be Marcus Anthony's first foul. Got his first shot. Got his first foul in a period of about 10 seconds. Coach Sherman wants another timeout. He wants a 30-second timeout. We'll continue to keep it here and give you some more information. Coach Sherman's got a couple players that are hurt right now that would probably get playing time, one of those being Trent Lyles, local boy from Sedalia by way of State Fair Community College, out of Sacred Heart High School in Sedalia. And then also Jaden McGrew is injured. He's a 6'3 sophomore out of Garland, Texas. So on the court for Central, Anthony, Fisher, Pettiford, Bevins, and Moore. On the floor for Avila, Heinrich, Johnson, King, DeShazer, and Hoggett. And King at the free throw line. He's got 10 points in the ball game. Misses the first free throw. Second free throw. In the air, misses, rims out as well. Bevins almost has his pocket picked from behind by Johnson. Down the lane, trying to get the pass off was Fisher. Anthony steals it back on the other end. Into the corner, Fisher with a three on the way. He rims in and out. 2 Central players after it. And there's a foul call as one Central player went over the other Central player. It's called on Moore. He was the inside man, so I don't know if he got called for pushing his teammate or he pushed somebody else beforehand. First personal foul for him.
At the line for Avila, 23, Tyree King.
Tyree King back to the free throw line. He just missed a pair from there in the last trip down the floor. Avila 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Central 11 of 12. Couple of subs getting ready to come back in for Avila. First free throw good, and here come the subs.
In the contest for Avila, 33,
Gabe Maturo. And I believe that will be Dante Simpson coming in for King if he makes this free throw. He does. And it is Simpson.
Number 11, Dante Simpson.
Bevins into Fisher. Going to bring it up. 3-point deficit for Central. Bevins a long way from the hoop. Pettiford. Anthony getting the pick from Moore. Into the corner to Fisher. Top of the key, Bevins. Down the lane. Pettiford can't get it to go. Fisher going to hop through there and try and get it up. He does. It's knocked out of bounds. Didn't hit the rim, so only 4 on the shot clock. So the running Eagles are going to have to get it in and get a shot off in 4. Anthony to bring it in bounds. Moore doesn't know it's 4. Fisher does. Puts it up. Draws rim. That's fine. Anthony with the rebound and put back his first college points. Cuts the lead to 1. Heinrich back in. Hoggett looks inside for DeShazer. Can't find him. Hoggett going to dribble, try and get open. Takes it to the hoop. Loses the handle on it. Back out. Underneath to Hoggett again. And an offensive foul called on Avila as they go down the lane, and that will be on Maturo. Freshman guard out of Katy, Texas. Little moisture on the floor. Fisher, your all-purpose guard, Austin Fisher, comes out, and he will wipe it up. And we'll be back to action. Stick around. We'll have numbers and such for you at the at half. Central out rebounding Avila 19-18 right now. 9 turnovers for Central, 5 for Avila. Fisher inside to Moore, knocked away by Hoggett. Moore runs it back down. Fisher to the hoop, has a clear lane, lays it up and in. 13 in the ball game for him. Central with a 1-point advantage, 34-33, 1:54 to go in this first half. Hoggett out away from the top of the basket. Heinrich behind his back. Anthony on him, now switch. Hoggett going to take it down the lane, scoop shot won't go. Bevins with a rebound, needs to give it up, gives it to Fisher. Ahead of the pack is Moore, underneath the basket to Bevins, puts it up, and he's going to be fouled and go to the free throw line. He'll shoot a pair. Central in the double bonus now, as that's the 10th foul on Avila, so they'll be shooting 2 from now on. Bevins in the ball game with 8. Make it 9. Make it 10. Bevins makes them both. 1:33 to go. Heinrich. Back to Heinrich. Going to shoot. Settles for a 3. I'm wide open. Why not? Bevins with another rebound. Pulls it down and hangs on to it. Brings it up. Pettiford, he's going to lane to the hoop. Puts it up. Can't get it to go. There's Moore underneath to clean it up and put it in. Jacob Moore with 4 points in the ball game and is back to a 5-point advantage as we approach 1 minute to go here in the half. Simpson, Heinrich, Maturo, back to Simpson. Heinrich on the wing. Eagles in his zone. Maturo going to go down the lane, kicks it all the way out. Heinrich steps through and puts a 3 on the way and good. 38-36, Heinrich with 10 in the ball game. Heinrich and King already in double figures. Bevins and Fisher in double figures already for Central. Fisher now. Bevins. Down the lane. Moore. Fisher going to have to settle for a long 3 because of the clock running down. Pettiford with a rebound, and Central can hang on for the last shot. Underneath, official going to call an offensive foul, and that's what it is.
Number 15, Amir Pettiford, his second foul.
Pettiford's second foul. King checks back in with 9.7 to go. He has 3 threes in this ball game.
Entering the contest for the Eagles, number 12, Jeff Salmon.
Salmon checks back in. Pettiford is going to check out with his 2 fouls so he doesn't pick up another one before the end of this half. They roll it. Heinrich picks it up. The clock starts. Hoggett with a 3. Not going to go unless it's banked, and it doesn't. Rebound doesn't go. Bevins with the rebound. Chucks it, but after the buzzer. And that will be halftime. Our halftime score, 38-36.
Central Methodist 38, Avila 36. And we'd like to remind you that as we continue to do battle through the fluid COVID-19 pandemic, we ask that each of you do your part during this.
So we're looking to see if I don't think we're going to see any halftime show of any magnitude. I don't think the dancers are going to come out and do anything, at least it doesn't appear that way. We're going to go ahead and take about a 4-minute break or so. We'll run our long set of advertisements, and then we'll be back, and I'll give you some halftime statistics when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more. At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
How do you make traditional education more effective for today's job market? You transform it. Now the only limit to your education is your imagination. The new Digital U at Central Methodist University. Be more. How do you make traditional education more effective for today's job market? You transform it at Central Methodist University. Now the only limit to your education is your imagination. The new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU. Be more.
We're back. It's halftime. Central Methodist with a 2-point advantage, 38-36 here at halftime. Halftime scoring goes like this. For Avila, they are led by Tyree King with 12, 10 points for Trey Heinrich. 6 points for Dylan DeShazer, 6 points for Clarence Johnson, the fourth. I got to keep looking because I know there's more on there than just those. And 2 points for Hunter Hoggett. For Central Methodist, they are led by Austin Fisher with 13, 10 points for Chandler Bevins. 4 points for Jacob Moore, 4 points for Kyle McDermott, 3 points for Amir Pettiford, 2 points for Fodi Kamara, and 2 points for Marcus Anthony. Avila shooting 34.29% from the floor in the first half, Central 39.29. 3-point shots. Avila 5 of 18 for 27.78%. Central 3 of 13 for 23.08, so neither side lighting it up very much there. Free throw shooting. Avila 7 of 10 for 70%. Central 13 of 14, 92.86%. Central 24 rebounds, 10 offensive, 14 defensive. Avila 19 rebounds, 12 offensive and 7 defensive. Both sides on the assists, Avila 5, Central 6. Steals, Avila 5, Central 2. Turnovers 10-5 Central. Coach Sherman won't be happy with that. 1 block by Avila, and the fouls were 10-9 with Central having 10. So your scoring leader is Austin Fisher for Central with 13 points. Tyree King with 12. Rebound leader Bevins with 8. DeShazer with 4. Assists, McDermott with 2. Heinrich with 2. Scoring, bench scoring, Avila with 14 bench points. Central with 6. Points in the paint, each side with 14. Second chance points, Avila with 11. Central with 6. Points off of turnovers, Avila 5 and Central 3. So that's how this all. Central got out to a nice start. They were up 15-5 at one point. Avila came roaring back on an 11-0 run to take the lead. Central went on a little run at the end after being behind by 3 and got back to a 5-point advantage. It's 2 at halftime at 38-36. Again, we'll be back on the air with varsity action on the 11th when the women open up their home season against Kansas Christian. That's on November the 11th at 7 o'clock. Men are back here on the 13th, 2 days later, against Bacone at 7 o'clock. And then the women on November the 16th will host Harris Stowe at 7 o'clock. So those are all games. And then November the 24th starts conference stuff. Clark University will be here on the 24th. Women play at 5:30. Men play at 7:30. It will be my pleasure to bring you basketball games. I will be here for all of the home Central games, doing the play-by-play for you. So, barring bad weather or illness, I will be here to do those ball games. It's my pleasure to do it. I thank Rachel Moore, the SID here at Central Methodist, and Natasha Wilson. Her title is long, but I think of her as the athletic director, and she has done a great job here. Have confidence in us to bring in and help do the production part of it, as we're very familiar with the software that they use here. That's what we use to do high school games, and I do a ton of those. So we're pretty familiar with their setup and can help out with some issues. So glad to do that. We're just under 7 to go here at halftime. We will go ahead and recognize our sponsors again. Our corporate sponsors: MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, Airlink, Drury Hotels, and Missouri Pacific Lumber. And I can tell you for a fact, if you live around the Fayette area, if you have not gone over and gotten some product from Jennings Premium Meats, you need to do that. We picked up one of their pork packs not long ago, and we are already through all the pork chops, pork steaks, and ribs. And we're looking to buy another 50-pound package of stuff because we've gone through that one really quickly. Some of the best bacon around anywhere, and we're just happy to do that. Always glad. We always stayed at Drury Hotels when my son was playing competitive baseball. Lots of free meals and free complimentary stuff there. So thank them all for their support of that. Also want to say that Airlink Rural Broadband is your local wireless and fiber internet provider, family owned and operated with coverage options in Sheraton, Howard, Saline, and surrounding counties. If you're interested in wireless or fiber service, then visit them at airlink123.com for information on all your internet needs. Community Auto Sales and Service is a one-stop shop for all your automotive needs, from brakes, tires, and oil changes to front-end alignments, engine repair, batteries, and state inspections. They have everything and can do anything to keep you on the road safely. Proud supporter of Eagle Athletics. So those are some of our corporate sponsors. We're glad for that, happy for that. We're going to run over real quickly since the roster is really brand new for Central. They have 4 returning players. We'll mention some of the ones you've seen and some of those that are still on the horizon to come in. Marcus Anthony has been in the ball game. He is a freshman out of Jeff City. Kyle McDermott was a starter. He's a senior out of Frankfort, Illinois. Austin Fisher was a starter. He is a junior out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Trey Meany, a junior out of Columbia, Missouri, Battle High School. Phil Cicero is not playing yet. He is a 6'3 junior out of Millville, New Jersey. Trent Lyles, injured, not playing tonight, is a 6-foot guard out of Sedalia. Jaden McGrew, also injured, is a 6'3 sophomore out of Garland, Texas. Jimmy Washington Jr. not playing as well tonight. 6'7 sophomore out of Gary, Indiana. Amir Pettiford, he is here. He's a 6'3 junior out of Newark, New Jersey. Jermaine Booker, not playing tonight. 6'3 freshman from Liberty, Missouri, Liberty High School. Fodi Kamara, a senior, 6'6 out of Queens, New York. Chandler Bevins, 10 points in the ball game for him. He is a 6'7 junior out of Cahokia, Missouri, out of John Woods Community College. Chris Orozco has played. He is a 6'6 junior out of Phoenix, Arizona. Brandon Koch has not played. He is a 6'7 sophomore out of Evening Shade in Cave City High School, so I don't know where Evening Shade is, but I don't think it's in Missouri. Rain Hartman is not here. He's having trouble getting back from South Africa, where his home country is. He is a 6'11 senior out of Magligsburg, the University of West Florida, before coming here. And Jacob Moore, a 6'5 senior out of Odessa. Those are the Eagles on the roster for tonight's game. Some of them playing, some of them injured, some of them waiting. There's 5 of them standing underneath the basket who want to be in uniform playing tonight, but no luck with that right now. A couple of injuries, one waiting to get clearance to play, one can't get back here from home. And so Coach Sherman playing with the hand that's dealt to him tonight. And has done a nice job. We got just under 2.5 to go. The Eagles are back out. The Central Methodist Eagles are back out on the court. Avila not back out yet, as they're going to have a conversation. Again, Central, the much bigger team. Bevins is considerably taller than the 5 that are on the floor most of the time for Avila. Their starters again. Heinrich is 6'1". Phillips is 6'3", Dinkins 6'1", King 6 foot, and Dante Simpson is 6 foot. So 6'3", 6'1", 6'1", 6 foot, 6 foot. Eagles, on the other hand, go 6'3", 5'10", 6'3", 6'6", 6'7" with their starters, and they bring Moore off the bench. He is 6'6". Orozco came off the bench. He is 6'6". Meany came off the bench and played. He is 6'5". Marcus Anthony is 6'2". So the Eagles of Central Methodist have a height advantage, but Avila has a little bit of a speed advantage on the floor. They can go 5 guards and trap on defense. They don't match up well underneath with Bevins, but they do match up pretty well. And then on the other end, they're all moving quite a bit. So Bevins and the big guys on the floor have to guard a guard out away from the basket, which is tough for them. Avila out, no basketballs for them. They're all on. You got basketballs behind the scorer's table, but there's only 40 seconds to go, so they're not even going to warm up. They're just going to sit down and get ready to play. So we're just about set to go. Half number 2. As Pettiford makes his last shot. A lot of players have that routine of them making sure they make their last shot before the game starts or the second half resumes. So we're just about set to go. We'll see who comes out, whether it's the same starters that started the ball game or whether it will be somebody different. Officials ready to go. I'm looking at the clock to see if I can figure out where the possession arrow is, and I do not see it, so it looks like it will be Avila basketball. Maybe. Yes, it will be. Heinrich, Simpson, King, Phillips, and Dinkins, their starting lineup on the floor. The start of the ball game. And Central has their starting lineup on the floor as well. McDermott, Fisher, Pettiford, Kamara, and Bevins. And we're underway in the second half. Eagles with a 2-point advantage. Bevins into the corner. 3-pointer in the air on the way. No good. Tipped around. And comes down to Fisher. That was Phillips who missed. Skips it across to McDermott. Looks inside. Bevin there. Takes baseline. Drops it off to Kamara, and he loses the ball to Simpson. Underneath it goes. Laying it up and in is Bevins, and we're tied. Tied at 38. Just over 30 seconds in. McDermott. Pettiford. Spins. Bevins. Going to give it back to Pettiford. McDermott in the corner. Inside it goes to Kamara. Double teamed. Bevins with it. Spins. To the hoop. Lays it up and in. And a warning for flopping to Heinrich. That's a new touch. Simpson. And Kamara gets a foul for impeding the movement of Dinkins. Is I was going to say his second personal foul, but it's not even up on the scoreboard. So King from the corner for a three, no good. Kamara with a rebound. Needs to give it up. That's not his forte. Gets it to Fisher. McDermott looks inside. Bevins with a height advantage. Got about a 4-inch advantage inside. There's a pick. Pettiford. McDermott. Steps back, three in the air for him, no good. Nice job of blocking out underneath, and Phillips comes away with the rebound. King steps back. Heinrich with McDermott on him. To the hoop, kicks it out. Three in the air, and good by Dinkins. Jalen Dinkins gives Avila a 1-point advantage. Big size advantage inside. They just can't figure out how to get the ball right now to Bevins. Pettiford scored the first basket of the game. There's a kick on Simpson. It'll be Central basketball on the side. Shot clock resets to 20 seconds. It was down to 13. Amir Pettiford to bring it in to Fisher. McDermott with a three on the way, halfway down, no good. Bevins with a rebound, takes it to the hoop, lays it up and in, and he's fouled. Chandler Bevins. Transfer in 6'7" out of John Woods Community College over across the river from Hannibal, Missouri. Makes the free throw, 3-point play. Johnson checks in. Simpson checks out. Look like the Eagles going to go to a 1-3-1 zone now. Johnson on the wing. Heinrich. Johnson again. Going to try and take it down the lane, kick it to the corner. Three on the way, no good. Kamara with a rebound and runs over Phillips. He's going to have to learn how to get the ball to a guard sooner, as that's not the first time that that's happened. And he's going to check out. Don't know how many fouls, but I think it's at least 3. And Jacob Moore checks in. Johnson with a 3. And good. Clarence Johnson, the 4th. Back to a 1-point advantage. Fisher, Bevins, Pettiford. Fisher in the corner. McDermott going to go baseline, cut through, puts it up and in, and he's fouled. And Kyle McDermott will go to the free throw line to finish off a traditional 3-point play. Bevins just did that. Now that's on Johnson, his second foul. Team foul number 4 already. Kyle McDermott makes his free throw. He's got 7 in the game now. Johnson back to a man defense by Central. Pettiford switches. They're watching King closely as he's got 3 threes in the first half. Three on the way and hit it. That's Dinkins. That's his second three of this half. Scoreboard not doing a very good job of keeping up with the individual statistics. Fisher with a long three halfway down and rims out. King on the run. Steps through, puts it up. He scores and he's fouled.
Basket good by Tyree King. Eagle foul number 3, Austin Fisher. That foul, his second.
Fisher, his second foul, and he leaves. Marcus Anthony checks back in. Free throw good. Anthony with the basketball. 4-point advantage for Avila. Bevan's going to take a three from deep. Not a good idea for him. Moore with a rebound, turns, loses the ball out of bounds, and they say it goes off of Moore as he went to the deck. And it'll go back to Avila. Clock continues to run. Now it stops at 16 minutes. To the hoop, and a foul called. That'll go on McDermott as King gets to the free throw line. Stats on the scoreboard not working well. Live stats not working very well. Salmon going to check in after this first free throw by King. Good. And now Salmon will check in. McDermott will check out.
Number 12, Jeff Salmon.
Both free throws good, and a 6-point advantage. Biggest lead of the ball game for Avila. Salmon with it. Pettiford. Moord giving a pick. Pettiford tries to back in, can't get it. Salmon with a three on the way and good. Jeff Salmon with, I think, his first points as an Eagle. Shot is blocked inside. Another three on the way. Moore with a rebound. He's done a nice job coming off the bench as Phillips was in amongst the trees. To the basket goes Anthony. They're not going to wave it off and say it happened outside. I saw Marcus Anthony do that a lot last year in high school. Find his way to the hoop and lay it up.
His third, team third.
3 fouls against Avila, 14 fouls against Central. Anthony has it in the corner. Moore. Salmon, who just hit a three. Anthony looks inside. There's Bevan. Spins to the hoop, loses the handle on it, and out with it comes Phillips, ahead to King. Lays it up and in. Active hands for Avila inside. Salmon looks inside. There's Moore, triple teamed. Has his pass tipped and knocked away. And here comes Avila on the run again. King underneath, puts it up too hard. Tipped up by Heinrich, no good. Salmon with it, and he's got a 2-on-1 going the other direction. Goes past, tries to put it up. Moore picks it up, ball stripped. On the other end, laying it up and in because he didn't hustle down the floor at all, is Brandon Phillips. And it's a 7-point advantage. Eagles doing a lot of settling for threes and tipping the ball around. Three goes errant by Salmon. Knocked out of bounds, but it will stay with Central. Orozco and McDermott back in. Salmon and Moore go out. Hoggett checks in. Simpson checks back in. 14:05. 7-point advantage. It was 38-36 Central at the half. So they've scored 11 in this second half so far, and Avila has scored 20. Foul called inside. Hoggett, his first personal foul. There's Bevins inside, has the ball stripped. Active hands again. This is Hoggett going to take it to the hoop. Crosses over against Orozco and lays it off the glass and good, and it continues. And another turnover as they're coming in bunches right now, as too much dribbling and not very good taking care of the basketball. Avila, they've played a game, and you can tell they've got a little more experience in this half-court set than the Eagles, than Central does. Hoggett going to settle for a three from there and hit it. And Coach Sherman is going to be forced to take another timeout soon because it is now a 12-point Avila lead. And there's the timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it here. We'll talk a little bit more about what's going on. Shout out a little bit more to some of our sponsors. MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, AirLink, Drury Hotels, and Missouri Pacific Lumber. Eagles have scored 11 points in this half so far. Avila has scored 25. They had 36 at the half, and in the first 6 minutes and 48 seconds, they put 25 on the board. As the turnovers are just mounting up, they've got the stats back up and running again. So 17 turnovers for the Eagles. I believe they had 12 at the half, so in the first 6+ minutes, they've turned it over 5 times. And that's turned into a bunch of points. Avila now up to shooting 42% from the floor. It was 20-something in the first half, as they've been able to get the ball in transition, get it to the hoop, and turn it around. Smaller, quick hands. The bigger inside players of Central can't get the ball to the hoop without a ball being slapped or tipped or knocked away somehow. Pettiford to inbound the ball. Anthony with it. Back to Pettiford. And there's an offensive foul on Amir Pettiford. Nope, wrong side. Fisher back in as Simpson draws the charge. Both sides with 5 fouls here in the second half. Simpson didn't do a good enough job for the official. There was a spot on the A in Eagles underneath the basket. Satisfied now. Johnson with it. Hoggett. Phillips, 3 on the way in the air. Rims out no good. McDermott with a rebound, brings it down. Anthony. Swinging around to Fisher on this side. Corner to Bevins. Inside to Orozco. And there will be a foul called. And I'll go on Hoggett.
Avila foul number 32, Hunter Hoggett. That foul his second 15 foul.
Second foul on him. They say 15 foul, but that's what's been up on the board for a little while. Moore. Got to get it in, and he does. Bevins going to drive down the lane, bump, gets himself some space, misses the first one, puts it up and in, and he's fouled, and that'll go against Hoggett as well, I believe. Third personal foul. Bevins to the line. He's got 15. He's got 17. (61-51). DeShazer back into the game for Avila. Hoggett out. Made free throw, gets it under 10. It's 61-52 with 12:30 to go here in the second half of play. Heinrich around the pick. DeShazer, top of the key, Johnson. Bevins comes out and gets him. Phillips with a three from straight away. Top of the backboard, no good. And not out of play. How does that not call? Because it was called on Central in the first half when the ball hit the top of the backboard. The officials didn't see it, didn't call it, something. Avila's got the ball back. Chance for second chance points here. Into the corner it goes. Three on the way, no good. McDermott gets the air ball and comes out. Fisher on the move. Underneath to Bevins, and he's pushed by DeShazer. As it was going to be an alley-oop, but DeShazer knew he was beat, so he gave a little shove and pushed Bevins underneath the basket, and the foul goes on DeShazer. And it is bonus time. See if they call him if he was in the act of shooting. It was going to be an alley-oop. First one is good. Will not know. 61-53. So a 5-0 run for Central. Misses. Orozco with a rebound. Back to Bevins. Orozco in the corner. Nice job. He's got to find somebody to pass it to. Fisher has it. Looks at Coach Sherman. Coach Sherman pulls his mask down long enough to yell out a play. Fisher into the corner. McDermott trying to get to the hoop. Jump stop. Puts it up. He's called for a travel. As he was trying to get to the hoop, Jalen Dinkins back into the ball game. Clarence Johnson the fourth bringing the ball up the court. Heinrich back to Johnson. Pick from Simpson. Phillips top of the key. Missed a couple of threes from there the last couple of times down. Into the corner it goes. Back out and around. And a pass to nobody in particular was throwing the ball back into the corner to Dinkins, but Dinkins moved to get to a better shot position to shoot. And they're going to change basketballs.
Entering the contest for the Eagles, number 4, Trey Meany.
Trey Meany checks in. Bevins checks out. Bevins with a double-double, 19 points and 10 rebounds. Fisher hasn't scored in quite a while. He's been stuck on 13 for a bit. He's got the ball with Johnson on him. Orozco in the corner. That's not his spot. Down the lane. Kick it to McDermott in the corner for a three and good. Kyle McDermott. He's got 10 in the ball game. And a timeout called by Avila. 61-56, so it was 61-49 not long ago, so the Eagles on a 7-0 run to get back into this. They're down by 5. Leading scorers for Central. Chandler Bevins with 19. Austin Fisher with 13. Kyle McDermott with 10. 3 players in double figures over on the Avila side. 19 for Tyree King. 12 for Trey Heinrich. And 9 for Clarence Johnson. So 2 in double figures and 1 with 9. Pretty balanced as we go along. Avila has attempted 53 shots from the floor to 40 for Central. But Central has made up for it at the free throw line. Avila 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Central 17 of 19 in the game. And Central out-rebounding Avila 36-23, height advantage. It'll be Avila basketball when we get back to action here in just a moment. There's the horn. Orozco, Meany, McDermott, Anthony, and Fisher. So this is the first time in a while we've seen Fisher and Anthony on the floor at the same time. So Central going a little smaller. Heinrich. Simpson. Tipped away. Oh, but he just couldn't stay in bounds. Nice try, though, by Marcus Anthony. Tipped it away, tried to tiptoe down the sideline and stay in bounds, but he's ruled that he stepped on the sideline. So it will be Simpson to bring it in as we approach 10:15 to go here in this second half. We're almost halfway through it. Simpson down the lane against McDermott, puts it up too hard, but there is Phillips for the putback, and that breaks the Central run. Anthony tried to go down the lane. He was going to lay it off to Orozco. Knocked away. And McDermott's going to be called for a foul with his back to the guy because he ran into him. And that will be Simpson. That's foul number 4. And we're going to have another timeout. Officials wearing gaiters put them up during the timeout, and when they're talking to a player or talking to the coaching staff, pull it down to officiate the game. AirLink Rural Broadband is your local wireless and fiber internet provider, family owned and operated with coverage options in Sheraton, Howard, Saline, and surrounding counties. Interested in wireless or fiber service? Visit us at airlink123.com for information on all of your internet needs. Community Auto Sales and Service is a one-stop shop for all your automotive needs, from brakes, tires, and oil changes to front-end alignment, engine repair, batteries, and state inspections. They have everything and can do anything to keep you on the road safely. Proud supporters of Eagle Athletics, as is all of their corporate sponsors: MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, AirLink, Drury Hotels, and Missouri Pacific Lumber. We'll be back here in about a week and a half on November the 11th when the ladies open up against Kansas Christian, the new look Central Methodist Lady Eagles, as their roster has turned over, as has the men's here. We're back to action. Heinrich with the basketball, 7-point lead, just under 10 minutes to go in this second half of play. Simpson, foul called. It'll be underneath, and it'll be a 1-and-1.
Eagle foul number 3, Austin Fisher. That foul his third, 7th.
Fisher with his third personal foul.
Number 11, Dante Simpson.
Dante Simpson at the free throw line. 0 for 2 from the field, looking for his first point, and he gets it of the ball game. Simpson in the other ball game that they played had 17. He's got 2 in this game now. Lead is back to 9. Got down to 7, back to 9. Pettiford, Orozco inside, going to back in against Phillips. Turns, and we'll have a foul called on Heinrich. That'll be his second personal foul. Chris Orozco to the free throw line. Be his first shooting attempt of any kind for the evening. It's good. His first point as an Eagle. Second free throw, short, but bounces over the front of the rim and down. 65-58, 9:37 to go. King. Orozco on him. That's a terrible mismatch. Heinrich. They haven't recognized it yet. Phillips with a long three and hits it from the side. Brandon Phillips. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. Orozco back to Fisher. Meany, right-hand corner to Pettiford. Behind his back, tries to get to the hoop. Can't. Meany with a three on the way. No good. Tipped around. Anthony with nice hands inside. Grabs the rebound and puts it back up and in. Four points for Anthony in the ball game. Cuts it down to an 8-point advantage. Simpson. Dinkins. Here goes King to the hoop. Puts it up and in. Uses his body to ward off the defender and puts it in. Back to a 10-point advantage. Fisher spins. Jumper on the way. Won't go. Orozco ridden out of the play and Heinrich comes down with it. Simpkins back to Heinrich. Dinkins. King. Almost walks. Simpson going to go down the lane, kick it to the corner. Three on the way. This one's no good. And Pettiford with the rebound. He wants to go to the hoop. Tries to go underneath. Scoops it back up and can't get it to go as it rims out on him, and Heinrich with the rebound. 7:52 to go. Avila with the 10-point advantage. Inside is Simpson. Beats the defender and lays it up and in. Simpson with 4 points, all in this half, and it's back to a 12-point advantage for Avila. Meany, Fisher, Anthony, all the way across to Meany, inside to Orozco. He's going to spin, look for something. Pettiford breaks to the hoop, lays it up and in. Nice cut by Amir Pettiford. Heinrich wants to run some offense, run some clock. Got Marcus Anthony on him. Phillips is underneath the basket, was by himself. Meany switches back to him now. Simpson with it. 6 on the shot clock. Into the corner it goes. Throws it up and bailed out by Orozco, who fouls a shooter on a 3-point shot with 1 second left on the play clock. And it will send Dinkins to the free throw line. No, this is his first free throws of the evening. He'll have 3 of them. He'll have 3 free throws to shoot with a 10-point advantage. First one is good. It was 1 for 1 in their other ball game that they have had. Second free throw. Rattles in. Chandler Bevins back into the ball game. He has 19 in the game. He is the leading scorer for the Eagles. Austin Fisher's been stuck on 13 most of this half. And he makes all 3 of them, and the lead is now 13 points, biggest lead of the ball game. Fisher. Avila been in a man the whole ball game. Anthony. Pettiford. Bevins. Going to try and take it to the hoop. Bangs into somebody. It's a blocking foul. They're asking for the basket to count. If it says the ball went in, we'll see if the official says if he's going to wave it off. He does wave it off. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Bevins. Dinkins with the foul, his 3rd personal foul, and Bevins will go to the free throw line. Fans holler that they would have liked to have seen the continuation of that and count the basket. So Bevins, free throw good. He is 10 of 11 in the game with 20 points. Misses the second. Phillips with the rebound, hands it off to Heinrich. It's 12-point disadvantage for the Central Methodist Running Eagles. King dribbles top of the key, reverses, kicks it to the corner. 3 in the air and on the way and good. And that's Dinkins again. Didn't score in the first half, and now he's got 12 points. Anthony with a 3 knocked down, and he's going to go shoot 3 free throws, and that's Heinrich. That's will be foul number 3 on Trey Heinrich, if that's who it is. It is. Third personal foul.
At the line shooting 3 for the Eagles, number 0, Marcus Anthony.
15-point deficit. First one rattles around, no good. Like I say, I saw him play in high school a couple of times last year. And I also have seen Trent Lyles play. Second one goes in. Trent Lyles was a local kid down in Sedalia. Big-time hops and big-time athlete. And he comes in as a redshirt sophomore.
Timeout, Central Methodist.
Timeout. 13-point Avila lead. We're back home for the next men's action. Will be on the 13th of November as they will host Bacone University. And then the women host Harris Stowe on the 16th. And then we get into a whole bunch of conference play with a spattering of non-conference opponents as college basketball has cut back the number of games that schools can play. I know in the D1, D2 ranks, they've cut back from 28 regular season games to 22. So with the number of conference games, there's not really very many opportunities for Central to play outside of their league because of playing everybody in the league home and home in the heart. So the Eagles getting their feet wet with their first ball game. This is Avila's second ball game. They look to move to 2-0. Eagles look to come back and pick up their first win of the season in their first ball game. Field goal percentage is pretty much the same, except that Avila has taken 15 more shots from the field than Central has taken. Full court pressure coming from Central. 5:57 to go. Heinrich and King. Back to Heinrich. King gets it across. Into the corner it goes. Back out to the top. Heinrich. They're going to run clock. As Simpson doesn't look to even take the ball to the hoop. Now he does. Curls back out. Heinrich going to get it back to him. And here's the issue with for Central right now. Avila has 5 guards on the court and had been playing 5 guards the whole ball game, and Simpson throws it about 8 feet over the head of Dinkins in the corner, so that helps. But the 5 guards on the floor make it difficult for the big guys of Camara and Bivens to guard them. Austin Fisher with a basket, 15 for him in the ball game. 11-point advantage. King gets it across. Heinrich. If they quit trying to score, that's probably going to be a good thing for Central. Play good defense, get the ball back and score. Heinrich with Pettiford on him. Now Fisher on him. Runner into the corner. Runner down the lane, no good. Camara with a rebound. Here come the Central Methodist. Kicks it over into the corner. It goes off of the hands of Pettiford as King flashed in front of him, probably deflected it, and then it goes off Pettiford's hands, out of bounds. A 30-second timeout called. Looking up, that leaves Avila with 3 timeouts left, according to the scoreboard. 2 timeouts for Central. The turnovers are the issue for Central Methodist. They have 20 turnovers in the ball game. They only have 5 points off of turnovers for Avila, but I think it's more than that. The 20 turnovers are the reason why Central has 46 field goal attempts in the ball game and Avila has 61. 15 more shots, 6 more hoops. That's 12 points, and they trail by 11. So there is, in a nutshell, the difference in the ball game right now. We'll see Central come out press-wise and get after it again. King, backcourt. They've got 3 to get it across. Heinrich, they do get it across with 1 to spare. Trapped is King. Simpson trapped as well. Pettiford reaches in, and it's a jump ball. And it will be Central basketball. It's Cody Kamara to Fisher. McDermott around, spins in the lane, and is called for a travel. Tried to get into the lane, spin, and take it to the hoop, but ended up taking too many steps. .4:15 to go. Simpson has it. Heinrich, not interested in scoring, kicks it back out to King. 17 on the play clock. They're going to run it for all they can unless they get a layup. King with Pettiford on him, takes it to the hoop, lays it up and in. That worked out to perfection for Avila. Ran the clock and got a basket. Kamara into the corner. McDermott with a 3 on the way. Partially tipped. Kamara gets it underneath, lays it up and in. 4 points for him. 11-point deficit. Back and forth. King gets it across. Simpson going to kick it out to Heinrich. He says we're going to slow it down. Into the corner goes to Dinkins. Back to Heinrich. Around the pick. Inside it goes to Simpson. Standing in the lane for about 5. No 3-second call made. King puts up a runner. Can't get it to go as the shot clock expires. They ran the entire thing. Kamara. Pettiford spins in the lane, takes it down. And we've got an offensive foul called.
Eagle foul number 15, Amir Pettiford. His third.
Third foul on Pettiford. Scoreboard says 4th foul on Pettiford. It is the 4th foul. And Avila takes another timeout. That'll get them down to 2. Recap the scoring for you real quickly. Chandler Bevins with 20. Austin Fisher with 15. Kyle McDermott with 10. 6 points for Marcus Anthony. 5 points for Amir Pettiford. 4 points for Fodi Kamara. And 3 points for Jeff Salmon. 2 points for Chris Orozco. For Avila, they are led by Tyree King with 23. 12 points for Heinrich, 12 points for Dinkins. 9 points for Clarence Johnson IV. 7 points for Hunter Hoggett. 6 points for Dylan DeShazer. And 4 points for Dante Simpson. Central has their work cut out for them. They're down 11 with 2:54 to go, and Avila is interested in running clock. Coach Sherman feverishly working the clipboard over there with plays and whatnot and encouraging his players. It will be Avila basketball under the central basket with a long way to go. It'll be Heinrich to bring it in. Gets it into King, back to Heinrich. Pressure, back and forth with King and Heinrich. King gets it across. Simpson, back to King. Not interested in the basketball going towards the hoop just yet. Both sides, bonus to go and then some. That's double bonus, I think, at this point for both sides. And Pettiford fouls out. Five points and 5 fouls for Amir Pettiford. Jeff Salmon checking back in.
For Central Methodist. Number 12, Jeff Salmon.
Salmon is 6'2", senior guard from Hermitage, Missouri. At the free throw line, Simpson makes the first free throw. 16 of 19. 17 of 20 as they both crawl in. 13-point advantage, 2.5 minutes to go. Fisher, Bevins tries to go baseline, and a foul will be called on Brandon Phillips.
Avila foul number 2, Brandon Phillips. That foul is third.
Third personal foul, and Bevins goes to the free throw line where he's got a chance to cut into this lead without any time coming off the clock. 2:30 to go. First free throw is short. He's missed 2 of his last 3 after making 9 of the first 10 in the ball game. Then we have a lane violation against Central. So the second free throw does not count. And Fisher called with a foul, and that will be his 4th personal foul.
Foul on number 3, Austin Fisher.
And as soon as this is over, there'll be a short break, and then there'll be volleyball action. Click on that link soon and come back. First free throw is good by King. He's got 24. As Quentin Norris, I believe, will have the call of that volleyball match. Second free throw also good. 84-69. Fisher misses the jumper. 15-point advantage. Game it was closer than the final score is going to indicate. Coach Sherman still wants them to play hard, just don't foul too much. Don't foul anymore. 10 on the shot clock. Down the lane, laying it up, can't get it to go. McDermott gets it. Fisher out, 4 on 2. Camara kicks it to the corner. Salmon, 3 on the way and good. Jeff Salmon with a pair of threes. He's got 6 in the ball game. It's down to a 12-point game, but 1:40 to go. Heinrich, Simpson, daring him to go to the hoop, and he swirls back out, curls back out. He's got Bevins on him, and that's a tough assignment for Bevins at 6'7" to guard a guard. Now going to double team and try and get the ball that way. Can't. 10 on the shot clock. Down the lane. Laying it up. Can't get it to go, but a foul is going to be called, and that's going to go on Camara, I believe. And that will be his 5th personal foul. Camara fouls out with 4 points, 8 rebounds. And Trey Meany will check back in. And Trey Heinrich at the free throw line. Heinrich with 12 in the game. Make it 13. That was his first free throw attempt. They are 20 of 23 from the free throw line. Makes them both. Eagles are 22 of 27, so good free throw shooting on both sides. Meany. Salmon. McDermott rises up for a three, can't get it to go. King with a rebound. Phillips across midcourt. Back out. 55 left in the game. 20 on the shot clock. King with Salmon on him. Kicks it out. Phillips backs up for a three. Can't get it to go. Bevins with a rebound. Gets it ahead to Meany. To McDermott. He's going to take it to the hoop. Lays it up. Reverse layup underneath is good. McDermott with 12 in the game. 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Simpson, double teamed. Just passes it inside. Meany steals it. Ahead to Bevins, who lays it up and in. Bevins with 22 in the game. Heinrich just going to get it across, down to 6. Simpson. And there it is, final score 86-76.
Thank you for attending tonight's contest. We ask that all fans exit the venue in a swift manner, and please do not.
So 86-76 is your final score.
Please continue to be socially distant.
So that's the final in the ball game as Avila comes back from a 2-point deficit at halftime, outscores the Eagles by Central by 12 points in the second half. Avila goes to 2-0. Central falls to 0-1. We'll be back here again in Puckett Fieldhouse. Women's action on the 11th of November. Men's action on the 13th of November from Puckett Fieldhouse as they got to get ready for a volleyball game coming up very shortly. We'll sign off from here and tell you thank you for watching on the Eagle Sports Network. Check in. We'll be back in about 10 days or so with women's action here from Puckett Fieldhouse. Thanks for watching.